Hello, creatives. You're welcome to another section of our YouTube design tutorial. So, in this tutorial, we're going to be looking at how I was able to create this flyer design. What makes a birthday flyer look powerful enough to stop someone from scrolling? So that's what we'll be looking at in this tutorial. But before I start, I want to say some few things I would want you to know. In this tutorial, I'm going to take you from a black Canva to a professional visual compelling birthday flyer. Now, this birthday flyer is more of a photo manipulation, and I will show you the design decisions behind every step that was taken to ensure that this particular design comes out visually appealing. We'll talk about composition, visual hierarchy, the typography, why I used the kind of font I used, the color, the imagery, lighting, and how to create this good visual appealing flyer design without making the design look too crowded. So if you're a graphic designer looking to improve your birthday flyer designs, don't skip this one because by the end you will understand not just how to create the design but why every element works. Without wasting your time, let's get started. Right, so I'm going to first of all open a blank Canva by clicking on Ctrl N to open a new artboard. I'll press Ctrl N. Right, so I'll just open Ctrl N to open a new Canva, and the size of Canva will be 4 by 5, 4 by 5, and it will be on inches. To be on inches. Great. So this is this is our Canva. This is our empty Canva. So I'm going to be bringing up different elements that were used. But I remember I say what I did there was more of photo manipulation, more of photo manipulation. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to bring one of our elements to the background. I'll click on place embedded. This is actually the folder where I have all my elements. So the first thing I'm going to do is to bring this. But before then, I want to explain something why I came up with this particular idea. So this is Apostle Joshua Selman's birthday design, and I didn't want to design like the norms. I didn't want to go the same route that a lot of designers have been designed. I needed to do something, and the concept that came to my mind was how can I be able to create a birthday flyer design for Apostle Joshua Selman that makes him seems like he's in his own office while the picture was taken. That was a concept that came to my mind, and I had a lot of mood boards. I went to Pinterest. I fed my creative mind with a lot of inspirations, with a lot of design ideas. While I was going through them, this idea popped up, and I began to think, okay, how do I do it? How do I get? I started envisioning um, myself first in the office. So that was how the idea came. I looked at the table, what are the elements that would be needed for this. That was how I came up with this particular concept. So first of all, this is one of the elements I used, an office space that has chair, table, and a library. This was the first thing. So the second I did there was I brought another one. This is the one I brought here. So this is a table. The reason I used this particular table was I wanted it to replace this office chair and the table because it's not actually giving me what I want or what I intended achieving on this design. So that was why I brought up this. And bringing up this, I need to make it in such a way that it blends well. It works perfectly nice with my background. It's perfectly well with my background. The concept here is whatever element I'm adding here should be elements that aligns perfectly well with an office space. So the way I arrange my table, the library, everything should look real. That is the essence of the manipulation design I did here. So I want to bring this here. I'll take up this, I will leave it here. So the next I'm going to do, I will get a floor. I will get a floor, a picture that has floor on it. So I will use, this is the one I used. I enlarged it. So I took this up. What I did there was I had to remove the parts I actually don't want on this particular design. So I click on my Marquee tool, and then click on my add layer, mask. Press Ctrl I to inverse. So this is what we have here. The goal is to make the office settings look more real than it is. I I'm going to, what I did there was just to clean up the upper space. Now I'm not done. I'm just trying to bring the elements, and then I start working gradually on each of them. So I'll go back to my place embedded. I'll bring in this old Arctic gold frame. I'll take it up. But what I will do here is I'm going to reduce the size of it because I want it to fit in perfectly in between the first, in between this frame, this wall. I want it to fit in like it was there when the picture was taken. So I'll bring down this. I'm going to bring down this. I'll take this behind. I'll take it behind to make it look much more real. Take it behind. So I'll leave this here. So these are the elements I made use of. Next thing I'm going to do, I will gradually start working on each of them to make it look real. I'll start with this first one that has a cabinet, more like a cabinet on it. I'll click on my marquee tool. I want to have a top shelf. So what I will do here is to click on our layer mask. I'm having this, I'll click on Ctrl I to invert. So this is it. So if you look here, you see that we're actually getting something here. I'll bring this down. Look at where this light is. So I'll come up here, something like this. Let me take this up a little. Let me take this up here. All right. So looking at this, you notice something. It looks like this very light here is on top of this table, That is the concept I'm trying to establish, or I was trying to establish when I was designing this particular birthday flyer. Now I've done this, but I want to blend the floor with this table. I want to blend. So what I have to do, I'm going to add a new layer. I'm going to add a new layer. Click on my brush tool. I'll go to my foreground color. So select a darker color, and then change my brush from hard to soft. Increase the size a little. So I'll just click. I'll be clicking because I want to blend it. This is the way I blend. One of the ways, and not just the one of the ways I blend. So I'll just click here. I'll be clicking. So I'll just be clicking this very part. Although it might not give me what I want, but as time goes on, we'll make some adjustment to it. I can as well add, let me add another layer, reduce my brush, and then just click. Okay, so we have something like this. This is looking much more better. We're still going to refine it after everything. So the next thing I will do is I will go to this my antique gold frame. I will blend. It's not looking blended here, so I'm going to blend it. Let's try the I have different ways. Or we have different ways to blend this. There are so many ways to blend this. So I hold my Alt key and split. Hold my Alt key, split, then hold this one, split again. So I'm trying to blend the frame to the wall. I'm trying to blend it. So this is what I'm doing here. So, all right, so I'll click OK. Let me zoom this so that we can see properly what I'm doing. So I've zoomed it. Let me zoom in a little. Okay. So we have this. Let me copy this, remove the blending, remove the blending option here. I didn't do this. I didn't while I was working on the design. But yet, let me try something. So we're going to make use of light. I'm trying to check out on something. Click my brush to let's delete this. Let's use this. Let me reduce my blend if let me reduce it. The reason I'm trying to correct this is because of this straight this line from the wall is reflecting on the frame. So I don't want such. Are we seeing the lines this? I don't want such. We can also correct it. Okay, so let's make the correction. Let's make this correction. So I will click on this, rasterize this. Rasterize, click on my lasso tool. Just select the part. I've selected this. I'll press my Shift F5. I'll have my content tab. I'll just click OK. So are you seeing the lines are off? I'll still repeat the same thing because I don't want those lines to show. I'll still repeat the same pattern to take away all the lines. Shift F5. So I'll still do that to this same place. All right. So I'm going to review this. I hit this. I'm going to review, but we are still having what are they calling it? We are still having a line here, and I don't actually want it. I'm still going to use my content away to see if we can take it off. Okay, so it's going away. I'm still repeating the same method again. Finally, it's off. So back to what we are doing. I've reviewed this. So let's go to I'm going to leave it at this. I will leave it at this. So next thing I'm going to do, I'll create a new layer. I'll create a new layer mask. Sorry, I'm going to create a new layer mask. Select my brush to reduce the flow to 33. So I'll just gradually clean. The reason I'm doing this, I'm trying to blend the frame to the wall. I'm trying to blend this so it doesn't look like they are two different elements. I want them to appear as one element. As one element. as one element. So I will increase my brush to a little. Let me increase a little too. Right. So okay, so this is just the way I did this, but we're still going to blend too as time goes on. All right. So we have this. Looking at this, it looks like an office settings. But we are not yet done because we have so many things to do. We have so many things to do here. And, one is I'm going to do. I'm going to create. Look at this very element now. I want to make it look real, so I'm going to add um, a shadow behind this element. I'm going to add a shadow behind it to make it appear more real. I want to add a new layer, press my brush tool. So I'm going to reduce my flow again, and then gently click to make it appear more real. I want to add a shadow behind it. And one thing with manipulation, excuse me, one thing with photo manipulation, when you are working with photo manipulation, you must understand your lightning and shadow. These are very key important things you must know how to work with your shadow, you must know how to work with your light. And let me just give us a hint. In the natural, when there is a light reflection coming from the left hand side, a light reflection coming from the left hand side, you observe that your shadow will be on the right hand side. And if there's a light reflection coming from the right hand side, your shadow reflection will be on the left hand side. So the same way it is, if the light reflection is coming from behind, you see your shadow in front of you. This is how light and shadow works. So in photo manipulation, when you're working with photo manipulation, when there is a light reflection in front of the object, there is a shadow behind. There's a shadow behind the object. When there is a light reflection behind the object, there is a shadow in front of the object. So you must know how your lightning and shadow works. And another trick, another importance of lightning and shadow is that it makes your work appear more real. It makes your work appear more real. In our subsequent tutorial, we'll be seeing how we can be able to work with lighting and shadow to make our work appear more real instead of floating and looking artificial. So let's continue. That is just an extra tip. So this is it. I'm trying to add shadow. Now it's presumed that the light reflection is coming from the is coming directly to this particular element, and that is why the shadow is being casted behind. So I'm going to show you how it is. Now, like I said, I'm trying to make it look much more real. All right. So mainly looking at this now, you with your own eyes of with your creative eyes, it looks is getting more or looking more real. Let me hide. Let's say this is before. This is after, this is before. Look at how it's looking. Look at how the before is looking. Look at how the after is looking. Why? Because I added shadow to it, making the work look more authentic. All right. So I'm not done with this because we are still going to work on it. We're still going to work on it. So next thing I'm going to do here is because of the light source I have from the top down here, I'm going to be adding dark vignette. I'm going to be adding a vignette from on the design to make it appear much more real, because I want to have a kind of dark concept, not a lighter concept, but a darker concept of this design. All right, so let me add my let's add our shadow by the side. So I'll just click. I want to make everything look much more real. So I'm just clicking. Let me click this side. I want to make it look appear more real. Alright, so this is it. The reason I'm adding this darkness by the side is because there is no light reflection coming from the side. And even if we have, I want to make it much. I want to create, because the background, the one we use as the background, has where the books are. It has light on it, but I don't want the light to play a bigger role on it. So I need to add my shadow to it, because I assume there is no light reflection coming by the side. So I need to add this. And also the reason I'm adding this is to make everything blend together. Okay, so let me show us something. It's now looking like all the elements are together, but this is not actually what we want. It's not the final. Look at how it is. Look at how this is it. This is the result is turning out to be. This is the before, this is the after, this is the before, this is the after. And like I told us, the reason I'm adding this darker color to this, I want to make everything look one. I want to make everything look unified. So when you're looking at the design, it appears or it seems like the main subject was part of the background initially before the picture was taken. So you find it difficult to know that these elements were brought together. Even if you know that, okay, there was a photo manipulation here, you would find it difficult to know, okay, that if I'm really looking at the design, you would think that is one background, not knowing that this background, the elements were brought together to create something real or outside the norms. So I'm adding these shadows to make it look real, to make everything cooperate with each other. So from the table to the floor to the shelf to the frame, everything, I want everything to look as one and not different. That is the essence of me adding this shadow by the side. All right, so let's look at this frame now. Another concept I had while I was working on this was, like I said, I wanted the design to look more like he was sitting in his office, or he's sitting in his office when this picture was taken. And then before the picture was taken, he already had couples of pictures on his office when this particular picture was taken. That was the concept I had in mind. So I now have this frame. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is I'll be bringing his pictures, putting it here, and then making it look real. So this is where you're going to pay more attention. You're going to pay detailed attention to this very design, because most persons, they see something like this and they get confused. How was he able to do this? If you're a Photoshop user or you're a Pixel Lab user, I'm going to be showing you how, especially Photoshop users, how you'll be able to work on this particular design and achieve his pictures being on the frame. Okay, so this is the frame. I'll select my once select my marquee tool. Let me zoom this so that you will get. I'll click and drag. I'll click and drag. I'll press Ctrl J to duplicate just this particular part of this frame. Ctrl J. I've duplicated. The next thing I will do here, next I'm going to do here is simply bring the image I want to make use of here. So this is the image we used. This is, this is the image we used. I'm going to clip max it. I'm going to clip max it. So I've clip maxed it. I'll still repeat the same. I'm still going to repeat the same step for the other frame. For the other frame, sorry. So I have this. I'll press Ctrl J. I've duplicated it. I've copied it. Sorry, I've copied it. So I'll select the picture we used. This is the picture we used. I'll click max. Go to click max. I'll also do the same with this. Now I'm going to repeat the same process here. Press Ctrl J. Press Ctrl J. So this is the very one we used. So this is the one we used. Okay. I'll click max. I'm going to click max again. Sorry. Let me pin this. Alright, so I'll repeat the same process here. I'm repeating the same process here. Or copy it or duplicate. I'll duplicate it. Select the picture that was particularly used. Okay, this one was used for it. This one was used for it. So I'm going to reduce the size a little. Alright, so I'll click on this again. Select my marquee tool, draw around the side I want to duplicate. I'll press Ctrl J. Pick the picture that was used. I think this was used there. This was used. So I want to reduce the size. Take it here. Click max it. I'm going to click max it. Okay, it has been click max. Click max. I will increase the size a little. It has been increased. Next thing I will do, I still have two left. So I still have two left. I'll still duplicate it. Bring in another picture again. I'm going to bring in another picture here. Okay, so this is the one that was used. This was used. I'll create a copy max here. I'm going to reduce this. The goal is to make it look real and not like it was fake. No, the goal is to make everything look real. I'll click this. I'll still repeat. I think this is the last one here. So I'll duplicate, bring in our picture again. Bring in the picture we used is this. This is the picture we used. This is the picture we used. Okay. No, not this. Sorry, we've used that. We've used that. Not that. Okay, this is it. Sorry, this is the picture that was used. This is the picture that was used. Sorry about that. So I will click max it. Click max it. Okay, click max it. So I'll reduce the size of it. I'll reduce the size of it. I'm reducing the size. All right, so I've successfully uh, included the pictures in each of the frame. All right, so next thing we will do here, we're not yet done. So we're going to bring in our, but before then, I want to add something to this. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is to bring, let me group this. Let me group it. And then target frame or frames. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is to get the main subject. This is the main subject here. So, okay, so I will take this up. I will take it up a little. I'll take it up. I'll take it up. So, yeah. So this is okay. We'll take it up here. Take it up here. I'm going to work on this image I'm going to work on it using a camera raw filter to enhance it. I want to add more detail to the image, so I'll add a little bit of vibrance to it. I'll increase my texture and clarity. Then sharpen it a little. Go back to light, add a bit of contrast to it, add a highlight to it, reduce shadow because I want to add more detail to his image. So I'll click OK. Now I've clicked OK. I want to add all right, okay. This is okay, but I think let's continue. Next thing I will do here, let me reduce the image a bit. Okay, this is okay. Next thing I will do here, I want to add this particular place. I needed to add something here. So what I thought of, okay, what should, whenever you are designing, you just need to think outside the norms. There is no picture that would enter here. So instead of putting a picture there, I decided to use a write up there. Okay, so I'll create a rectangular shape. I've created created a rectangular shape. Well, the color I will use here will be yellow, either yellow or orange. That will be the color to use. So let me take it here. All right. What I actually want to do here is I want to blend this shape with the frame. I'll double click. I'll double click here. Either I double click or I right click, select blending options, go to my blend if. I'll hold my Alt key, go to my underlaying layer, hold my Alt key, click and split. Are you seeing what happened here? It's now blending with the frame. I'll still do the same thing here. All right, so this is it. Next thing, let me add my text to it. I want to add my text to it. I'm adding my text to it now. And the name of the text I used, the name of the text I actually used was fracture. That was the name of the text I used. Fracture was the name of the text I used. So I'm going to be using extra bold. I'll use extra bold for it, and then I will make my type now. Just type God's general because I didn't want the text to be that serious. So caps lock or type God's general. God's general. So right, so God's general. I'm coming. Okay, so the font I'm using here does not accept some special characters. So let me use a character that would accept hyphen. So Newlis is one of the characters that can accept a hyphen. All right, God's general. I'll click OK. So I'm going to take it to. I will take it to this very place. I'll reduce the size of it. I'm going to reduce the size to fit in. I'll reduce the size to fit in. I'm going to reduce the size again. Let's use 7. 7 to fit in, to make it fit in. All right. Okay. Let me add some spacing in between the. All right. So let me add blend if too. It's not a must that you have to use blend if always. But I want to add my blend if to make the text seem like it's part of the frame. Part of the frame. That is it. Go. All right. So okay. Next thing I will do here is I will start adding some places I need my shadow. I just want to cover some areas. I want to cover some areas. So let me add, let me make use of, let me use solid color for it. I want to add my solid color to black. I'll click on this layer mask here. Click on my layer mask. Select my brush tool. Change the foreground color to white. Ensure that your brush tool is not on caps lock. Reduce the brush to 26. Sorry, you need to turn your foreground color to black because we want to clean some parts. So this is what I'm trying to do. I'm going to reduce my brush also. Okay, so we are not done. I'm going to add some things. Okay, so here I'm going to shade because I don't want, this is what I did here. But behind him, I want to review behind him. Okay, all right. The same thing up here. This is what we have. So I'm going to leave this light reflection here. This light reflection here, I'm going to leave it. The reason I'm leaving it is behind him. We have this based on the background, so we know that there is a light reflection that is coming straight, like that is actually hitting Apostle. So behind it, I'm going to leave that light, this light reflection here. I'm going to leave this light reflection here. I review some part of these images. I'm going to review some part of these images. I want it to be this. I want it to be visible a bit. Okay. I'm going to add, let me reduce my brush a little. I want to add some. Okay. So one thing I want to do here is this very place, this down place, you're not looking, it seems like okay, the walls are they're okay. They're okay. Let me do something a little here. Okay, to review, why I'm doing this is I want to review this shelf here. The shelf here, I want to reveal it a little. And then review this side too. Review this side a little. But the wall here, I'm going to add I'll be adding some dark colors here for the wall. All right, so let's see what we have here. Okay, this is what we have. The last thing or the last thing we are going to be doing here is to actually bring in our text. The text, that is what we're going to bring in here. I'm trying to check if there is any place that needs a little bit of retouching. For now, I think no. Okay, this, let me take this up. Let me take it up. Okay, this is perfect. This is perfect now. This is perfect. Okay, behind him, I will be adding a kind of shadow behind God's servant. I'll be adding a shadow behind God's servant. No, there is no need. Let's leave it. There is no need. Okay, so let's bring our text now. Let's bring in our text. So, without wasting our time, I'll quickly go to the old design and bring in our texts. Right, so we have God's general. We have God's general. We have God's general here. I'll reduce the size. Sorry, kingdom general. Kingdom general. I'm going to reduce the size. I'll reduce the size. Bring it here. Kingdom general. I'll get my happy birthday and the happy birthday and then Apostle Joshua Selman, the one I added beneath the design. So the text, the font that we used here is Bebas, New Bebas and Fratum. Fratum. These are the texts, the fonts that we used for this particular tutorial or the design. So I'll reduce it a little, then I'll take it up here. Let me bring this down a little. Bring it down a little. I'm bringing it down. Okay. So this is the last thing I will do here is to bring in my date, the date. Actually, the date is supposed to be Thursday 26th. Thursday 26th and not Thursday 26th and not Thursday 25th. There was a mistake here. I'll reduce, I'll take it up. Take it up. I'm going to make correction on the dates. I'll make correction on the date. Make correction on the date. So I've corrected the date. This is how this particular design was actually achieved. You can then create a visible stamp. Can create a visible stamp layer, smart, convert to smart object, and make some editing. Add more texture, add more vignette, whatever you want to add to this after your design. If you want to make it look nice, take it to your camera raw filter and then play around with the tools you have there. So this is a step-by-step guideline on how I was able to create this wonderful birthday design. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and then if you would want me to answer or do any tutorial, please let me know. Send me a direct message on Facebook. You can search for me on Facebook, John of 4, on Instagram, the same thing, John of 4. Send me a message. I will attend to you. Thank you. See you in our next tutorial.